While concerns over a massive influx of Haitian migrants are on the rise, our trusty border czar, Kamala Harris, is on the complete opposite side of the nation, doing what she does best, dodging responsibility.
Instead, she's pushing her abortion agenda.
It is absolutely about health care and reproductive health care. So everyone get ready for the language. Uterus. How dare these elected leaders believe they are in a better position to tell women what they need, to tell women what is in their best interest. We have to be a nation that trusts women.
Of course, Joe Biden can't be bothered to pause his swing state blitz focusing on the economy. He'd rather ignore the issue that matters most, which is the border.
Joining us now, host of The Dana Show, Dana Loesch, along with the host of Stacy on the Right on Sirius XM Patriot, Stacy Washington. That little preachy bit of wisdom, Dana Loesch, was truly vomitous. How do you, just your reaction to the vice president today?
I mean, she needs, just a clown card. This is a clown show. What is she going to go help? I mean, what is she at the Planned Parenthood clinic for? They can't even define what a woman is. Someone needs to redirect the border czar towards issues that are actually affecting everyday Americans. But I tell you, Dagan, this is what Democrats have been doing for as long as I can remember. They've been doing this since I was a kid growing up, every election year. It's like when you go, it's like that old stereotypical thing. If a woman goes and buys a car and she's just showed the lighted mirror and the cup holders, that's what Democrats do to women every single election, because they assume that women only care about abortions. That's all it is, and they rename it reproductive health. Women are concerned about the economy. Women are concerned about the border. We're watching everything that's happening in Haiti. We're watching that destabilization flow to island nation after island nation, to the southern border, to Florida. And where's the border czar? She's touring a Planned Parenthood clinic because they're trying to drum it up. Again, it's the cheapest issue they can sell women voters. And they put their woman DEI hire out there to do it.
But Stacey, this worked in 2020 and 2022 for Democrats. It's a low polling issue right now, but Democrats are going to try to run the same play and try to gin up support on the abortion issue and get women, especially suburban women, to come out and vote for them in 2024 for Joe Biden.
Yeah, and so let me tell you, Sean, this only works if we allow it to, because as the GOP, we should be pointing out that groceries are 25% more expensive right now, thanks to the Democrats, and not Joe Biden. Let me point out that in my conversations about this, I don't care who the Democrat is. It doesn't matter if they had run a Democrat that was Mr. Potato Head. That same Democrat would have opened up the border and increased inflation, tried to destroy our energy industry. And so all of the most important issues are surrounding the kitchen table, which any person can understand regardless of race. But there's one more thing. Dagan and Sean understand that 40% of abortions in this country are had by Black women. So when they send their resident DEI hire, as my friend Dana said, the Black vice president, first Black woman, first Black president, out to the abortion clinic, what they're doing is they're marketing supposedly to their base. But as a Black woman, I can tell you, I care nothing for the abortion clinic visit, but I do want to know when she's going to visit the southern border, and when they're going to shut it down, and when they're going to protect the children of America, and when they're going to stop trying to kill all the Black babies, because guess what they don't have at the border? They don't have abortion clinics down there. They want those people to bring their kids in here and raise them up as Americans and replace all of us because we're not voting correctly. And I'm tired of all of it. I want the prices back to what they were when Trump was in office. I want the border we had when Trump was in office. And I want the abortion policy that I deserve when Dobbs was remanded back to the states, which is less abortion and less targeting of Black women and babies in the womb.
Dana, one thing I thought about, Kamala Harris was in Minnesota. Minnesota has no restrictions on abortion. And even liberal states like Michigan, abortion is restricted at viability, say 24 weeks, which is still gross. Or Massachusetts, it's restricted at 24 weeks. I would love to see, even though this is vile, a woman stroll into that abortion clinic by Kamala Harris at 39 weeks pregnant to have her baby terminated, because that's what's allowed in that state where she was standing.
Well, that's what they wanted. And Dagan, to your point, that's what Democrats wanted. Let's not forget the bill that Raphael Warnock and all these other Democrat senators had signed onto. This was before the special election in Georgia. They actually wanted, it used to be safe, legal, and rare. Now they want it. It's all about reproductive. They call it reproductive health, but it's really birth control, taxpayer funded, up until the moment of birth. So
yes.
You're actually, that's not hyperbole, what you just laid out there. That's exactly what they wanted. And another thing, if you look at Planned Parenthood's own statistics, less than 1% of abortions are actually obtained in the instances of rape or incest. These are their public numbers, so people can take issue with them. But they use that rarity as a way to argue for the universal application of this. They fearmonger to women. Again, they belittle them. They fearmonger them. This is what Democrats truly think of women.
You know, Stacey, you made a really good point. I gave a speech on the House floor talking about how in New York City there were more black abortions than black births. I forget the year that I referenced. And the Congressional Black Caucus lost their mind at me. They went wild. But it's true. You look at where these abortion clinics are set up, and you have to wonder, who are they targeting? Whose babies are they targeting? And we should be honest about what's happening here. And they're trying to hide behind women's health care.
Well, and I think the other salient number that we can look at is 12 million additional illegal aliens coming into the country in 3 years under Biden, and almost 20 million missing black children due to abortion. Yeah. So when we accuse them of replacement, they always say that we're racist, we're Christian nationalists, we're everything but the child of God. But the fact is, they are actually doing this to us intentionally, and they want to destroy the natural-born American progeny of this country, the future of this country, and they want to replace it with people who they think are much more likely to vote for them. And it's a crime and a sin and a travesty. The GOP has to jump out in front of this thing. The Democrats want to make this election about abortion, but it's really about prices at the pump, prices at the grocery store, wages not keeping up with inflation, double-digit inflation, and it's about 12 million additional people here who shouldn't be here, criminals crossing the border and killing our children and our women and our men, and we've got to put a stop to it.
Dana, Stacey, very well said. Thank you for being with us and talking about this incredibly important topic. We appreciate it.